In this video, we're going to go into a deep dive into how bots have taken over Season of Discovery WoW Classic servers, and why this matters. As we speak, they're farming mobs right now under our noses, flooding the market with gold, cloth, leather, and BOEs. When was the last time you saw a bunch of people with a very similar name running on the exact same path, turning these perfect angles, playing the exact same class for 16 hours a day? This is our future, and it's bots ruining Season of Discovery. But before we can understand why this is an issue, we need to take a step back. What does a bot look like in World of Warcraft? Simply put, these are accounts that have one job and one job only: to make tons of money. They automate simple processes, for example, killing monsters. And while per monster the money is quite low, if you do it for hours per day, every single day, the money starts to rack up, especially when you have multiple bots running at the exact same time. So why is this an issue? Why should I care when playing by myself that someone is botting in World of Warcraft? Firstly, it floods the market with items. And as you add more supply to the market, you're devaluing the actions of genuine players. For example, gathering is way worse due to bots. And one thing to note about these bots is that these bots aren't just farming items, but also raw gold from the monsters. So they're also adding gold continuously to the market, which pretty much causes a bunch of issues for a genuine player. These bots then sell this gold that they make to other players via real money trading, also known as RMT. Pretty much someone will give these bots $5 and they'll receive 5 gold on World of Warcraft. Not only do we have the issue of the market being flooded by these items made by bots, we also lose the value of genuine players, as the best way to get gear and to get money in the game is to flip burgers at Burger King instead of actually playing the game. We've also now added an input to the game which has nothing to do with the actual game itself, and also is just straight up not allowed within the game rules itself, that being RMT. And especially with Season of Discovery, a lot of the best items at the moment are buy on equip, which means you can trade them. Which means if you have the best gear in Season of Discovery, or at least some of the best gear in the game, you have to fork out a pretty penny. This causes another issue, because now players have access to RMT, which again is illegal, but they have access to this money. This then popularizes GDKP, which stands for Gold, Drag, and Kill Points. These are raids where people bid on items that drop within the raid. You have some of the people in the group called sellers. These are the players who have lots of gear, and they will split the money after the raid. And then you have buyers who are going to spend their in-gold money on items that drop. Now, to be honest, there are better videos out there that you can watch for a breakdown on the problem of GDKP. Like, honestly, it's a straight up black market for World of Warcraft. But the base issue is, it becomes a core way for people to do raids in classic World of Warcraft. And this has continued as an issue in classic World of Warcraft all the way up to classic Wrath of the Lich King. These old raids and the old expansions are just so much simpler, and you don't need a dedicated raid group to raid weekly with, like in retail WoW. Many people choose to join random groups and hope to get items that way. And to be fair, that's a totally valid way of playing the game, but GDKP adds an extra barrier, as new players don't have those funds to compete for items compared to somebody who does RMT. You find lots of players get stuck in this gameplay loop where they want to do raids, they have the gear to do the raids, but they can't find any raids because they don't meet the requirements. Again, this is only an issue if the main way of raiding in Season of Discovery is through GDKP. And saying all that, the people selling the runs aren't inherently doing anything wrong, except the fact that most of them do partake in RMT and sell the gold they make during the raids, or do out-of-game transactions with in-game services, which is entirely illegal. Like, if people want to pay for services in the game, let them pay for them. The issue is, it's not a balanced system where people have larger access to funds due to real-life money trading. Some hotspots for the bots right now, you can go right now and see for yourself really. 1,000 Needles. On the west side of Dustwood in this farm area, they're farming the wolves and the Defias monsters there all the time. And even right at the start of the game, they're farming these trogs in the cave, getting literally pennies. But money is money, EXP is EXP, and these bots will eventually become high-level bots. And you can see here, it's hours and hours later, and these bots are still in the exact same spots, running the exact same lines. These things don't log off. And it's not just me. You go to Reddit, you go to YouTube, there are tons of videos and just people talking about recounting their events of seeing all these bots in the game. So T, why doesn't Blizzard do anything about this? Why don't they stop the bots? Apparently they're hard to detect. Like, there's a small chance that all these characters are running the exact same direction at the exact same time, all the exact same class, the exact same race. That's a small chance. And they're all playing for, 16 hours a day. There's a small chance people are out there all doing that at the exact same time. That was sarcasm. Outside of that, there's also the fact that these accounts, at the end of the day, are paying to play the game. Blizzard makes money off every single bot in the game. Every single bot here is paying the subscription every single month. The people who buy gold continue to be subscribed longer because they have all the cool items that they want. where if they had to manually play the game and not use RMT, they might quit because they're no longer getting the advantages and luxuries that they otherwise used to. And because people do RMT, it allows the bots to make more bots, which adds more money to Blizzard, and the cycle keeps continuing. Blizzard wins forever, everyone's happy except the genuine player. Also, side note, maybe drama alert, content creators do partake in these services a lot of the time, which is another reason why Blizzard chooses to ignore it. Ever wondered why your favorite streamer just ends stream and next day wakes up, has hundreds of gold, every consumable in the entire game, bank fully decked out, best in slot gear? Believe me, they weren't lucky off streaming some crazy dropped some SFK. They RMT'd. One interesting thing, if you don't know, is that they actually added a way to turn WoW gold into premium currency legally within the game itself via Battle.net. It's called the WoW token. So not only did this give a way for people to safely and legally and securely purchase WoW gold, this gave genuine players a way to convert the extra funds into other Battle.net products. For example, Heroes of Storm and StarCraft 2. But see, this is just still RMT, isn't it? Still just WoW gold, people spending real life money pay to win. What it does do, it stops the bots. Because the bots only care about turning that WoW gold into real life dollars. If they can only convert the WoW gold into Battle.net money, that is useless to them, that gives them no value. And the people who buy the gold, yes, they can get more gold if they go to a third-party website /RMT. People will prefer to pay the premium just to make sure it's secure and 100% guaranteed. And yes, people still pay for WoW gold with real life money that isn't through the WoW token, especially paid services. That happens all the time in retail WoW, but it's less than what it would be otherwise. Okay, that's cool and all, but what can we do as the average man, woman, child, dog out there to stop these systems from happening? Firstly, if you are buying gold, stop using RMT. If no one is buying the gold, then these bots lose all value instantly. These bots are only useful if they can turn WoW gold into real life currency. They don't actually care if they have a million gold on the actual WoW accounts. You can also report the accounts, and maybe one day Blizzard will ban them. Unlikely. If you're the opposite faction, just kill them. They're free honor, and who'd love a bit of free PvP? And the fourth one, and this is not a joke by the way, if you like and share this video and get more traction on the video, and we can show Blizzard and people how bad the botting is in Season of Discovery, hopefully Blizzard will do something before it gets worse. In saying all of that, let's take a deep breath, check the blood pressure because I know it's rising right now. Does any of this really matter? At the end of the day, bots and RMT, sadly, are just a part of the MMORPG experience, and that's sad to say. People will always buy gold as it means to access content easier. And you can also take us back to arguably being an issue of MMORPGs in general, and how they value your time compared to other game genres. I personally think that one thing that makes this different in World of Warcraft and MMORPGs from other games is that you're paying money monthly to play this game. You're dropping your $15, $20 a month to play World of Warcraft to be on an equal level with everybody else. If you played other free-to-play games, you don't have the equal advantages from being free-to-play. World of Warcraft historically has been just a subscription, that's it, no nonsense. Another very popular MMORPG, Black Desert Online, you can buy everything in that game with real life money. Inventory spaces, character slots, you can literally get increased stats through gear. You can get the best gear in the game instantly by spending money. World of Warcraft historically has not had that. But now you have this guy, Timmy over here, drops 400 bucks on the game, now has all the best gear in game instantly because of RMT. And personally for me, gearing up and working towards these goals is the journey and the game to me personally, and the reason why I play them. They're the fun part of the game for me. But there's a little bit inside of me that just wouldn't mind just swiping that card one time, playing for some noobs in Warsong Gulch, just be the best DPS in the raid, not because I'm good, but because I have a credit card. MMORPGs are about long-term goals. They take days, weeks, sometimes these goals take months to work towards, and someone just walk in there with their credit card and just swipe away and get the exact same things. I know this happens in competitive games also. People buy certain ranks in, like, you know, League of Legends, Valorant for example. But I don't know, it just it's a bit different in MMORPGs and RPGs in general, I feel like. The ability to just be stronger, while it may seem weird, is a part of MMORPGs, but you normally get them through game systems and not by spending money. I'd love to know your opinion. How do you feel about the bots in World of Warcraft Season of Discovery? Do Blizzard need to do more to combat these bots, or is there a way to beat them? It's a totally new world to me, and I know it exists always, but I've never really looked into it too much. But I'm really interested. Not to use, but just like how it all works. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. At the moment, we're mainly covering Season of Discovery Warlock content, but I'm hoping to move to overall content for Season of Discovery in the future. And if you want to check us out on stream, we stream every single day on twitch.tv/Brbteabreak. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.